Feeling a chill, Magic?
You could say that. I've been staring at the night sky, trying to figure it out.
Figure what out?
You're observant, Hunter. You tell me.
You were trying to figure out how to bring Wanda back.
Close, Hunter. But no. Something much more sinister has grabbed my attention.
Sinister?
When I was holding the trans-dimensional door for you back there, I sensed something was at the docks with you. Something dark and familiar.
What did you see, Ileana?
I did not see, I said. I sensed something there. But that's not the only thing I sensed today.
Oh?
Something has shifted in Limbo, but I cannot quite put my finger on it. All I know is that whatever is happening is also strangely familiar to me. And when all you knew was darkness and despair growing up, that warm, fuzzy feeling of familiarity is not just a warning sign, but an alarm bell.
I know what you mean. Danger is something I am a little too comfortable with myself. Reminds me of my mother. There is almost a comfort in it.
Yes, you understand. Not many can. I'd like to be left to my thoughts now, Hunter. I still have a lot of thinking to do, while I try to make sense of what I felt at the docks and the energetic shifts that ripple through Limbo. I will let you know if I do. Yes?
Hey, for someone they just dug up, you look pretty fresh. It's good to punch HYDRA in the face, but they feel like a red herring. Okay, a black and red herring, but still. In school, they never taught us about HYDRA's role in World War II. Do you think modern HYDRA made sure of that? Where does HYDRA find so many troopers? There's no hiring app for goons. But if there was, I'd call it a goober. I get why they named themselves HYDRA. If you're all about insidious corruption, no one will take you seriously if you're called bedbugs or black mold. I hope you knocked some sense into those troopers. Gig economy or not, HYDRA is no way to pay the bills. It's good to punch HYDRA in the face, but they feel like a red hair.
I gotta hand it to us. We made one heck of a mess out there.
I remember when I used to go out on these missions myself. At least I can always rely on you to get the job done. They don't all need to be battles against some infamous demonic threat. Sometimes a nice straight fight is all you need. Don't downplay the importance of winning these minor battles. We need everyone to stay sharp. Every mission is important, especially when you're still learning to work with new allies. Keep this up, and I doubt Lilith will have a leg to stand on by the time we find her. I remember when I used to go out on these missions myself.
It's almost a shame we have to waste your talents on HYDRA, but I suppose if we don't dispose of them, no one will. In any case, impressive work, Hunter. Ah, Hunter, another successful operation against the forces of evil, I see. Even the most trivial of victories will no doubt prove crucial to our overall efforts. No objective is ever too big or too small for our attention. Good work, Hunter. Each success is another blow to the morale of HYDRA. Even under Lilith's spell, they're still only human after all. I'm consistently amazed that HYDRA is still able to find new recruits despite the number of crushing defeats they seem to endure. You would know better than I, but From what I understand of Lilith, I certainly wouldn't want to be a surviving Hydra soldier having to return to face her in defeat. Lilith's forces were badly outmatched, but how could they not be with an assembly of heroes like this? Another successful strike.
Can't hurt to warm up on Hydra's flunkies. You've got an endless supply of practice dummies to beat on. You might feel like you need to hold back in training, but I'm glad you're not taking it easy on Hydra. Any sign of arms, Zeta? They're supposed to be Hydra's special project squad. Just think of Hydra as a training tool. One you don't have to worry about running into the ground. Hydra's got all kinds of disposable heroes just waiting to make a name for themselves. Too bad they ran into you. Can't hurt to warm up on Hydra's flunkies. You've got an endless supply of...
It's nice of Hydra to provide all these free sparring partners for you. If they were smart, they'd start charging for these sessions. Hydra probably thought they were going to do okay this time, until they ran into you. You keep this up, you're going to be on Hydra's hit list. Not that it really scares anybody. I think we're all on it, actually. It may not always seem like it, but these cleanup operations are important for morale. For us and the people living in New York. Even the small victories are good for your image, and that's a big deal here in the future. It's nice of Hydra to provide all these free sparring partners for you. If they were smart, they'd start charging.
We're ending their war. It's a slow burn, but we'll get there.
Technically, it's Roberto. But you can call me Robbie. Everybody else does.
They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith.
Man, that was a hell of a ride, partner.
Sometimes these support missions are more important than they seem. Not always, but sometimes.
Man, I just wish I could have brought my brother Gabe along.
If we're moving forward, that can only mean Lilith is falling back. Hydra or Lilith's monsters, they're both good practice at least. You have to wonder whether Lilith is just using Hydra to keep us busy. Sometimes it feels like they're only around to get stomped. They're not always glamorous, but these missions are still crucial to stopping Lilith.
It's good to have you around again.
Curious. I needed that.
I don't scare that easily.
Yo, I'm just glad we didn't get pulled over. The hell ride isn't exactly street legal. You ever get in a horse chase?
What is a horse chase?
Like a car chase, but with horses. Did you ever drift a horse? Maybe on a frozen lake or something?
I had a horse with 4 trick knees. If I whistled a certain way, she would stop on a shilling and then run backwards.
Oh, no way! What's a shilling?
Does not matter. One time I caught a bug in my mouth mid-whistle. She stopped, gave me a sour look, and started running sideways.
Oh, wow. Could she run sideways the other way?
No, she was a 3-speed.
I needed that.
I know.
I'd pay to see a sideways horse chase.
Oh? How many shillings?
All of them. We set a new bar.
I'm glad to see you're getting comfortable with the words of power, Hunter. If you're going to continue our little investigation of the Abbey, they'll be vital to your success.
Investigation?
A side project, but a potentially transformative one. With my blessing, Wanda was working to uncover what may be the most powerful.
Just what in the hell do you think you're doing in here?
Standing in the library?
I've given you free rein so you could get back on your feet, but I never thought you'd pull something like this.
What is it you think I am doing, exactly?
Don't be coy. It does not suit you. I told you how hard it's been since we lost Agatha. Instead of letting it rest, you decide to reopen the wound?
Oh, Sarah, I never thought of this place like that.
Of course you didn't. And now, it's done. Why should I ever stand in your way?
That anger wasn't meant for you, dear. You know that, right? Don't hold it against Sarah.
She may try to mask her feelings, but you know she is struggling with what happened. Why are you hiding from her?
For most people, the captivating relationships of their lives are formed over a matter of days and years. Sarah and I spent centuries together exploring this world, fighting the darkness, watching cities and even nations form and then crumble. And yet we persevered, together.
You still have not answered my question.
It may be difficult to understand, but she needs this time. Sending Wanda away, sealing the library, that elaborate memorial she conjured up, she didn't waste any time trying to bury what happened.
You are right. I do not understand.
It isn't up to me to reveal myself. It's up to her to accept what happened and allow herself to grieve. When that happens, we'll see each other again, but not before.
I trust you will do what is right for Sarah. So, what is it you are looking at here?
Yes, we should get back to the real reason I asked you to meet me here. Wanda's journal. The Abbey grounds have a great deal of history. Many of its secrets remain hidden, even after all this time.
Even to you.
Even to me. Wanda had taken to exploring the grounds in search of a strange energy we both sensed. Knowing that Sarah had no intention of waking you to investigate, Wanda felt it was up to her to take your place. Of course, being the clever girl that she is, her notes are written in an ancient, transient cipher that I've only just begun to understand. Have a look at the first entry.
What is this? Fascinating. Good girl, Charlie. Who is a good girl? It is my Charlie girl. Hello, my sweet girl. I will see if I can find you a treat later. Feeling good today, girl? There is my ferocious Charlie girl. Hey, Charlie Warley puppy face. You have not set anything on fire today, have you? What you doing, Charlie? You are the best girl. You know that, right? Good girl, Charlie.
I'm sure it still seems a bit cryptic, but Wanda was definitely onto something. If you remember my altar, that's where she was conducting her experiments.
An investigation that involves experiments. Why do I feel like you were going to get me into trouble?
Since when has that ever stopped you? Let's meet out at the altar. I'll try to do a better job of explaining from there. Charlie will show you the way if you've forgotten. Like most things on the grounds here, there's more to this place than meets the eye. Do you remember the words I taught you as a child?
Are you going to make me say it?
Humor an old, dead woman.
Hocus pocus.
You haven't lost your touch, dear. The words may be simple, but these plinths won't appear for just anyone. Each represents one of the basic elements, their power activated only by the elemental rods they would normally be holding.
And where are the elemental rods now?
Scattered to the wind, unfortunately. A side effect of Wanda's experiments here.
Let me guess.
That's right. I want you to find the missing rods and return them here. Hopefully, as I decipher Wanda's journal, her notes will aid in the search.
But you have not actually told me what the greater purpose is here. What are we doing this for?
All in good time, dear. After what happened with Wanda, I'd rather you take things slowly. In fact, I don't want you overthinking this little project. There's no rush, and you don't have to help if you don't feel like it. But there is one more thing before I head back to the library.
An arcane key?
Just a little something. A token for your efforts so far. The key can be used to open that chest nearby. Like so many other oddities around here, those chests tend to appear before those who deserve them most. Make yourself that person.
That seems intentionally vague.
It's more fun that way, isn't it? I'll be in the library working on the translations if you need me, dear. Good luck.
Old magic still holds. Perhaps I should try this somewhere else. What was Wanda up to here? This does not work. You said something earlier about the blood.
In a world full of mysteries, the blood have managed to remain even more mysterious than most. They were an ancient race, said to be born of the Elder Gods. As I understand it, they were very strict about maintaining their bloodline. That's probably why you don't hear about them very often. And yet, here you are, one of their direct descendants.
Are there others?
It's quite possible. But even if there are, they might not even know it themselves. Somehow, I take comfort in that.
What they do not know cannot hurt them.
Indeed.
After our last battle, what happened to Lilith?
You were in the woods. You and your mother obviously came to blows. But we found no wounds, no evidence of what happened at all. A silent, deathly embrace between mother and child. We had hoped you would both find peace in the next life.
But she is not buried here.
No. We entrusted her to the Knights of Wondergore, the ancient protectors of your ancestral homeland in Transia. I don't think they ever expected to contend with an organization like HYDRA, and I doubt Lilith spared any who survived her reawakening.
What would Wanda want with your altar?
What can I say? Some people have a curious, adventurous itch that just has to be scratched. I was one of them, and so was Wanda. Caretaker, not so much, but I see it again in you, Hunter.
So you encouraged her exploration?
Of course. Why wouldn't I? What good is being as powerful as we are if we're just going to spend all our time cooped up within these walls? What's the worst that could happen? You got me there, dear.
What do you know about the moon seals?
Presumably forged by the gods themselves, I like to think of a moon seal as both a lock and a key. With the right power, wielded by the right person, the energy of the seal is unleashed, creating a conduit to the Elder Gods.
And I am that right person.
Just another benefit of being descended from the blood. Lucky you, dear.
Where did the words of power come from?
While I often call them blessings or gifts of the old gods, the words of power are actually powerful invocations tuned to the unique energies found in descendants of the blood.
And Caretaker used the words as well.
Of course, dear. Sarah used the words of power on the Abbey grounds just as you do today. Many of the areas you encounter that seem receptive to these spells are actually the result of Sarah's frequent undertakings. Hello, Hunter. you. Come closer. I want to get a better look at you. After all these years, it is good to see your face again.
Wish I could say the same, Mother. Now enough with this deception and reveal your true form.
But this is my true form. The way I was when you were just a sweet, helpless little baby. You don't remember that, do you? Well, I do. Bringing you into the world was the happiest time in my life.
And taking you out of this world again will be mine.
I had thought the words of power would open your eyes. But I should have known my sister and her pet witch would continue to withhold the truth from you.
And what truth is that?
The truth they are keeping from you. You need only.
Wait! Mother! Where did you... Was that really her? Who is a good girl? It is my Charlie girl. Come along, Charlie. What is it, Charlie?
Hey, Hunter. When you've got a minute, could you meet me in the war room?
Interesting.
Hi, Hunter. The Sons have always tried to avoid public scrutiny, but things are gonna be different now that we're working with so many big names in the hero industry. Supervillains rampaging through a major metropolitan area is just like everyday news here in the 21st century. You'll get used to it eventually. What's the deal with Spider-Man and Venom anyway? Did they used to date or something? Might be time for a restraining order. What's the deal with Spider-Man and Venom anyway? Did they used to date or something? Might be time for a restraining order.
Hunter, Venom's been around New York a while, but everyone knows I don't get into that. I kill vampires and anybody that works with them. The rest is up to the day shift. Faustus and his inner circle must have done some scouting for Lilith. She's been out of commission for a couple of 100 years, but she knew exactly who to corrupt to set this whole thing off. Spider-Kid seems like he knows what he's doing, but we should probably lend a hand. We do owe him one. Faustus and his inner circle must have done some...
I guess it's hard to avoid ending up on the news when you're swinging around a place like New York. Somehow the writer always manages to be a little more discreet. I've never run into him, but I've heard Spider-Man is a pretty nice guy. Does a lot for the city. I'm all for helping out if we can. I know Venom isn't human, but this guy Eddie is, right? As long as one of them can answer for what they've done, the writer will make it happen. I've never run into him, but I've heard Spider-Man is a pretty nice guy. Does a lot for the city. I'm all for helping out if we can.
I guess I could show you a couple of things.
You know I know magic, right? Ooh, now I see what all the fuss is.
Do your thing.
Hey, can I ask a favor? Thanks, Hunter. Not big stuff, you know. I send him when a gesture from the Avengers is more effective than a full assembly. He's like the meeting that could have been an email. I'll have Happy send Wait, hang on. Can't remember which superheroes have secret identities or not, and this one definitely does. I will have Happy message the, Webby Kid. How long has Spider-Man been out there running around? That kid has stamina, I'll give him that. Looks like our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man is getting some good media coverage these days. That should up his stock around New York a bit. I wouldn't mind jumping into this one. I probably owe the city a few favors, after all the experiments gone awry and whatnot. I wouldn't mind jumping into this one. I probably owe the city a few favors, after all the experiments gone awry and whatnot.
Back again. Don't... Later. All right then.
I've got a kid I send on missions sometimes.
That is something.
Hello, Hunter. I've always found Spider-Man to be in good spirits, even in the worst of situations. Even now, fleeing from a rampaging demonic beast, I'm sure he's still as affable as ever. Considering the risk he put himself in to assist us earlier, I'm more than willing to volunteer for any efforts to help Spider-Man deal with the ongoing Venom situation. I suppose I could banish Venom to one of the lesser voids, but somehow it feels wrong, knowing that Lilith is the one truly responsible for his recent outbursts. I suppose I could banish Venom to one of the lesser voids, but somehow it feels wrong.
Got more coil for me? No problem. Got some upgrades for you, hot off the press. Or forge.
The research is progressing well, but we need a bit more time. I'm happy to help, Hunter.
Intriguing.
No demons to report here, boss.